Hello and welcome back. We've got the amazing Gareth Wax in the studio. Charlotte, what are we talking about today?
Well, we all know that everything about effective networking is about follow-ups, and there's many ways you can do that. But today we have Gareth Wax.
Huzzah!
LinkedIn possessive, is that what you call yourself?
I'm a LinkedIn obsessive, I'm afraid. I always feel that if you call yourself an expert, it feels like you've got nothing more to learn. I just keep finding, every time I find a ground floor on LinkedIn, I suddenly find a basement underneath it full of more bits and pieces that nobody ever knew about.
So as a LinkedIn obsessive, you obviously know the best ways to follow up on effective networking.
I know some ways. And remember, the watchword always is about consistency. And let's cover this. And it's going to be a bit weird. So hold on to your seatbelts.
We're ready.
Or hats. First of all, how do you dress? I'm looking at you, Jen. No, I'm not. The point I'm trying to say is, or were you dressed? No, the point I'm trying to say is quite simply this. The way that you appear when you first meet them should be the way that you appear in your networking groups.
Yeah, totally agree.
Because otherwise you put a moment of disbelief in their minds that maybe they're not always the same. Maybe they are different. Another one, the photograph that you have on your LinkedIn profile should be similar, at least in age. My goodness, I got one 2 days ago where it was taken 11 years ago when she was all like taut and, blemish free. It's just that if there's a disparity, just like if you go dating between the picture of the person you receive and the person who's sitting across from you, then it can not just put you off, but lead to you thinking that they lie, or at least are not entirely truthful about who they are. So that's the first thing. So how you dress. You don't need superb bow ties and amazing hats to be able to make an impression. But having a physical look and that is consistent starts to build belief. Now, when you've met them for the first time, take notes. Not obsessively. Repeat that again. No, I didn't quite go over it. The other bit. Yes. Know that. I mean, take keyword notes about the things they're saying, about the things that are really important to them. Even if if somebody jokes about a football team they support and they groan about whatever, take notes. These are important things. They're very useful to be able to point things out. Oh, are you tired this weekend? Was it because you were out playing with the boys, footy? That what it was? It creates kinship, which is what we're looking for. Next thing, when you follow up, and I recommend follow-up should be within 5 days of your first having interacted. Don't leave it to the other side of a 2-month holiday before you interact with them. Who? What? They want no. Oh, bye. That's the way to kill a relationship before it starts. Within 5 days. And if you can't do it within 5 days, I recommend you send them over a message on LinkedIn, having connected to them. Because as we spoke before, one of the first things you do when you're networking, even while you're networking, is get that connection going. Send them a message saying, I'm really লooking forward to talking to you more because we had such a great introduction when we met on SeeNoBounds. That's right. That's how it's spelled. SeeNoBounds. That's right. Anyway,
yeah.
So
definitely.
That's it. So we had such a great relationship, and I'm really looking forward to it. I can't remember whether I gave you my booking link, so I've included it just here. Give them the booking link again. You know full well you sent it to them, but what you're trying to do is make sure they've always got it, and you don't want them to feel embarrassed. I don't know how many business relationships have died out of the embarrassment of not showing whether or not it's the right time or the right number or the right whatever. Just go past all that. Say, blame yourself. Always be self-deprecatory with that sort of thing. I can't remember whether I sent you that booking link. Book yourself on it. Let's have that little no obligation initial discovery and find out all about you, and then you find a bit more about me. Just by doing that, you're showing willing, and you're not trying to sell anything. You don't mention product, a purpose, or a skill set. All you're talking about is getting to know you and you getting to know me. The assumption is going to be at some point it will stray off who's pet dog or why you've got a llama in your garden, along to why the business works and how it could work for them. But you're not going to talk about that when you're setting up that meeting. When the meeting comes along and you're talking to them face to face, ask about them first. Allow them to talk about themselves first. And then always say, and if they are droning on a bit and they've gone on for at least 11 minutes and you're thinking, I'm not going to get that 11 minutes back, am I? Say to them, I'm really sorry, but I've got a hard stop by 1:30. Would it be all right if I just explain what I do and just see if there's some sort of symbiosis there? That's the easiest way. I'm also going to teach you all a word you already know, but you can use it really usefully, and it's called absolutely. What it does is it creates space. So if someone's going on and a lot of people don't understand, they're not media trained. Why would they be? Russell Brand could have done with that. Sorry, hashtag topical. What they do is they're going on and they're going, yeah, and my pet giraffe the other day, I could have sworn that he left a poo in the shape of Monica Lewinsky. And you're going, really? Okay, absolutely. So what we've been doing recently is absolutely creates a gap without making the other person feel unsure or in fact, without sounding rude, because all you're doing is you're creating a natural pause.
Yeah.
I think I actually do that a lot.
You do, actually. She does that a lot to me, which makes me a little bit more worried. But I always say so. And I say it really like
but so sounds like if you expanded so you're a real so and so, and I'm fed up with talking about this, and I want to move it on.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, actually. But because I do it a lot when I do talks as well, like it's my natural stop and move on to the next thing now. So
okay, so let me summarize the position.
We like a good summary.
Oh, I love a summary. I prefer wintry because it gets a bit warm at the moment. Anyway, moving on. Somebody the other day, an American, asked me to explain what irony is. And I said, well, it's very similar to silvery and goldery, except with iron. But do you know what the irony was? When I looked it up, there is actually a word irony, which means made of iron. So the laugh was on me. Anyway, what you're trying to do is make people feel that the transition from one medium, Zoom or whatever it is, to another one where you're actually properly one-to-one personal is easy. Anything that causes friction or puts gravel or grit in its way is counterproductive. And the best way of doing that is consistency of look, consistency of approach. Don't push a product, service, or an idea on them. Simply suggest that you want to get to know them better, which it should be the truth. During the process of getting to know one better, you will cover what do you do for a living, how do you help people. Would you like to know how I help people? Maybe there's a way through. You take that approach, you will start building a relationship that could lead to repeat business. And repeat businesses always comes from people who trust you. So you need to build that up so they get their moments of belief that they can test, which affords you trust, at which point they'll buy into your services.
Fantastic.
That's great.
It's a great way to end the show. Look, we have to end the show at some point, right? Because otherwise...
I was just
so sad.
Mental question, but that is going to have to wait to the next show.
Definitely. So listen, we've done a couple of shows now with Gareth, and I've said it at the end. Look, if you want to have some 21 top tips, go to LinkedIn, type in Gareth Wax Inspiration, and you will see top tips, 20 tips, 21 tips. Click on the link. It's got hearts in there. You can't miss it. And go through it.
It's not just, you don't have to type it into Google. That's the beauty of doing it this way. It takes them as 3 search terms. Literally into Google, Gareth Wax Inspiration. Boop.
I love that actually. There's a whole load of other stuff go around that.
And
But
for
listen,
anyone.
we've got to end the show. We've got to end the show. I'm sorry. Stop. We're going. Till next time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gareth Wax.
Take care.
Take care. Goodbye.
Yeah.